everyone, and welcome to this episode, the third episode in our 12-hour stream today, where we welcome Vies to run some mask system for the first time on stream. Before we do that, let's fire you guys the opening links. Please check them out, for within these links are all of the things, including places you can contact us, find us, communicate with us, and our community. So check all those out. We put new merch on the Streamlabs and Redbubble this week, and they are words that Mackenzie said. So check them out. Also, please check out the links to our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, both of whom we're very thankful to, for they make all of this possible. We're doing reasonably well on our goals today. We're about halfway through and a little way under halfway on the goals. The goals are just purely there today because I'm poor as heck after Gen Con, and I am a full-time streamer. So, you know, just trying to build up some thing there. Okay, lots of talking. Let's go round and say hello to everyone whilst I make a character sheet because I'm a terrible person. So let's go round and start with. How about? Would you prefer if we started with you or ended on you, John?
We can start with me, I guess.
Okay, let's start with you. Oh, hi.
So hi. I'll be your friendly neighborhood GM today for masks. On Twitter at Vies. That's my main place. Showed up here a couple of times, you know, I'm sure I'll pop up more in the future. I am going to be in a Masks game as a player on the Welcome Party RPG channel, so that's starting in September on the 6th, I believe. That's pretty much it for me.
Fantastic. Love Welcome Party RPG as well. So a friend of mine who was going for a rough time, they thanked me one time for the community, for all of you guys reaching out to them and being really cool people. They mentioned 2 other streams that were also really cool to them, and We Are Nerdsmith and Welcome to the Party RPG. So lots of love for Welcome Party RPG. Anyone who makes someone in dire times feel, you know, good. They've got to be good in my mind. So well done, that community. Well, let's carry on around. Let's say hi to Kent next. Hi, Kent.
Hi there. Oh shit, I just hit my mic. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Kent Weaves here. This is not a wig. I'm Kent Weaves. I'll be playing Hayden Kent, or Miscreant. He is a teenager. Let's go with that. And he's tatted and he's a douchebag and he's a little emo fuckboy. All right, moving on.
Next, okay, I've just had a brilliant idea. I'm going to immediately put something in the Zoom chat for you, Kent.
No.
Next around the screen, let's say hi to Mackenzie.
Oh, hi! I don't know how to follow that. Anyways, hi, I'm Mackenzie. Mackenzie Lane Day on Twitter. You can call me Mac. I am the Scratticus Academy Gremlin, so I'm here a lot. You can find me regularly on Mondays at 10:30 p.m. EST playing Tactical Diplomacy, as well as on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. EST DMing for Apotheosis, which you can get a shirt for now in the merch store on Scratticus Academy. Those are words I said, and you can put them on a shirt. It is a nice joke, because that is just my brand now. I'm also a writer, and my module on DM's Guild literally went a bestseller last night, and I cried really, really hard. So
I need a link in chat immediately. Everyone in chat, go and buy it. It's only $3. Go and check it out. It's amazing. I've only cursory read through it, but I'm sure we'll be playing it on the show soon.
Heck. All right. And today I'll be playing Camden Park, otherwise known as Event Horizon, otherwise known as Evie. An anxious bead. And I gotta get my bangs in place for her. There we go.
I'm hurriedly looking for. No, that's the actual playbook. I'm hurriedly looking for the playbook sheet here. Found it. Okay, now next round we have Shakespeare. Welcome back, Shakespeare.
Hello, I am Shakespeare, also known as Shakes. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shakespeare. It's always the same handle. I know it only has 2 E's and it should have 3, but thus is the vagaries of internet handles and people taking them when I want them. You can find me on Mondays. I play a Saltmarsh 5e game over on Holotale, and I play a very anxious pirate tiefling who's very scared of everything, despite the fact that pirates. I also play a centaur bard, warlock, on Tuesdays over on Penflower Inc.'s channel. In the future, I will be playing a Unhallowed Metropolis game on Holotale's channel, which I'm very excited about because creepy gothic stuff is so on brand. And in the very near future, I will be playing on Welcome to the Party in a Ravnica game, which is very special to me because it's with people I started doing this because I started playing D&D with Welcome to the Party RPG. So very, very big love for them. And I am playing Matter, who is a sad, strange boy whose wardrobe consists entirely of medical scrubs, which shows you something about what his life is like.
Fantastic. Well. Hi. I'm playing Jonathan Wixman.
Have you got any?
Tell us more about Jonathan Wixman.
Who makes up the generic fighter of the party, which is his name.
Generic.
Oh my god, Scratticus.
I'm still working out how to translate the playbook into my character sheet.
Honestly, though, valid.
Like,
Yep.
I'm looking at the labels and everything just says -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. Why are there 5 lines of this? What's going on? I'll figure that out though. Don't you worry about me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm so ready. I've known this group
so much
for a very long time. All of us obviously know each other, or at least everyone knows me. Maybe. Who knows?
Who are you?
I'm Jonathan Wixman.
Okay.
Hi. John, seems like a great place to hand over to you.
Okay, well, let's see. So let's get started. We're gonna set the stage a little bit. We're gonna take a look back at I think it's about 1964. So we're going back a couple of generations. We're taking a look in a lab in Star City. Not the most up to date, and you see somebody sitting at a desk, writing and doing science stuff. All of a sudden the lights flicker and dim, and they're just kind of flickering, and he sits there and you hear him let out this loud sigh, and he goes to get up, and as he stands up you see the wall just you see like this green glow appear kind of on the wall behind him, and he just freezes, and then so he slowly turns around and kind of stands back, kind of bumps up against the table, and very surprised, scared look on his face, and we see a very tall, lanky, think Slender Man in a spacesuit kind of looking alien, and speaks very no emotion to its voice, and it just says, Alexander Graves, we have been watching you. We would like to give you a gift to help you in your research. And he steps aside, and you see that the green is coming from a portal behind him, and the scientist Alexander Graves, he steps forward, and he kind of curiosity getting the better of him, and he leans forward and looks through, and you just see his face just in this green glow, and all of a sudden he just kind of goes this broad smile, and he goes, "This will do." And then we flash forward to the current day, and hang on a sec while I just change this track, if I can find it. And we are going to go through and meet our young heroes. And let's start with Miscreant. What would be it's a nice morning in October. A little chilly, but it looks like it's gonna warm up. What would Miscreant be doing when he first gets up?
So Miscreant would be kind of still sleeping. He likes to sleep in even on a school day till like 9:30, because both his parents work and they're out of the way a lot. And so he'll wake up, he'll put on his black clothes, he'll throw on some eyeliner, he'll get his hat on with his like disheveled like long blonde hair, because we're going with this like he's feeling very punky lately, and he's like hoping for Kurt Cobain to come back at the same time. He's gonna hit his vape that he stole from this guy that he like was, he stole a vape from a friend. He takes his time. He goes on the web. He surfs the dark web a little bit. He does a lot of gadgetry work and internet stuff, and he just goes along with his day. Sometimes he goes to school, sometimes he doesn't. He meets up with he is a little bit connected into the darker sides of sides. He's very into the bad group. But I think he's just led astray with that, and people like to take advantage of him for his intelligence or his know-how on how to get things done. I don't know. He's a good boy. He's just been led astray.
Fair enough. And what would Event Horizons morning be like?
It would be a caffeine-fueled binge of stuffing textbooks into a book bag. Because did she sleep last night? Who knows? Probably. There's a bunch of half-written essays kind of haphazardly jammed into her backpack because she's running very late to school, and she tries to keep up appearances despite just being a frazzled mess all the time. She just yoga pants, combat boots, a t-shirt with a terrible pun on it, "Don't make this guackward." Just messy black hair cut short with blue and purple streaks haphazardly thrown throughout it. She's probably on day 2 or 3 of the smoky eye. Still looks fine, it's acceptable, and no one really looks that hard at school anyways, and she doesn't even remember what she wore yesterday. So, it's probably fine, and she's probably finishing the last of her calc problems and then crumbling up the paper and shoving it into her bag, and then literally missed the bus, so is just hoofing it to school.
Okay, and Matter.
Matter is probably Matter's actual name is Augustine Benoit, but they usually, he goes by Gus when people call him by his name. Which isn't very often. He doesn't have a lot of friends. He's probably in the back of the car, already on the way to school. Probably dressed rather terribly in an actual button-down shirt and slacks because he doesn't choose his clothes. So he's just sat in the back with his school bag because he can only really go to a couple of lessons in the morning before he has to go home. So he's just kind of waiting to get to school. Just kind of basking in the inevitability of, yes, it's another day and we have a routine and the routine is good, but oh my goodness, I hate it.
Okay, and now Mr. Wixman.
Not Mr. yet, Master still, thank you.
Okay.
Jonathan is one of them people who still got the job they had as a kid because, they need something to pay the bills that doesn't take up a lot of time. So they're currently still cycling around their local area delivering papers. But it's one of them mornings where they woke up really late, so they've already got their school bag with them as well as the paper bag, and they're planning to just take the paper bag to school and just chuck it in their locker because there's no time to go home and grab breakfast. And they've got the long dark hair, and they've already got a goatee at this young age. They're not a mess. They're getting things done. They're really quick at delivering papers. It's amazing how skilled they are at delivering papers.
Okay, so as you're all running around, would any of you stop at the local coffee shop on your way to your destination?
Of course, definitely would get a triple shot coffee sludge, whatever type thing to caffeinate my day. I'll probably get 2, one for now and one for later. But we'll drink both of them before even getting to school because caffeine is part of life.
fair enough. It really is. Okay,
we,
so
we
as,
might pull up so that my driver might actually get a coffee because she's a home nurse and she works really hard. So she might pop in to get a drink while I sit in the car and just look out the window like a puppy.
I'm gonna say Camden doesn't usually drink coffee because it doesn't have enough caffeine. So she probably has an energy drink, but then she forgot to upload an assignment before getting to school, so she has to pop into the coffee shop to use the free Wi-Fi to get the assignment up, and it's just sitting there with like a half-empty can of like the fruitiest drink, like the fruitiest energy drink she can possibly like get, and it's just like, oh my god.
Not only does Jonathan have a school bag on and the paper bag on the back of his bike, there's like a Deliveroo style box, and they're delivering all the papers to the coffee shop, and obviously they're late as heck. They should have been here early this morning.
okay, so as we get a look inside the coffee shop, the mellow espresso, we see a man who's worked there since anyone can remember, really, and he doesn't seem to age. He's an elderly man. You know, he's tall and skinny. He has the aviator style glasses on with like a yellow tint. He's got a bushy mustache. White balding white hair. Everyone loves him. His name is Sammy. Everyone loves Sammy. He's consistently he's just the employee of the century, pretty much. So, as you know, everyone's kind of congregating in this area. Does anybody interact with each other?
First of all, can you give a slight description of Sammy?
He is he's older gentleman. Speaks with like a heavy kind of city accent. Like I said, the mustache, white hair. You know, he looks old, but he also looks good for his age, but nobody's really sure how old exactly he is. And he's just, kind of a like button down shirt all the time, slacks. Generally a very well put together man.
Okay.
Kind of picturing Dick Van Dyke. I don't know about you.
I kind of was.
He's meant to be a reference to Stan Lee.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that, but
Oh, I get it now.
Haha, nice cameo, Stanley. Good job.
I would have tried to do his accent, but I don't want to butcher it out of respect for the man.
yeah.
I think I would probably see Evie struggling or Camden on her computer, and like just go over there and like press a couple buttons and have her assignment get completed and sent 2 hours prior to when it was due. Just like, what's up, Camden? How's it going? You seem stressed. What number is this energy drink of yours? Have you slept?
Yes. We'll go with yeah. Yeah. It's
You know that if you don't sleep, your REM cycles will get all messed up, and even if you do get like 4 hours of sleep a night, you will eventually get like 0 hours of sleep.
look. I have it tracked. Okay, I can get exactly 4.5 hours. It's perfect with the REM cycle, and then I it's fine. This might be like my 6th energy drink, but I've measured out the caffeine. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. What did you do to my computer?
Your assignment's done and sent in.
I mean,
And it's done really well too.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm just, it's fine. It's fine. How are you?
I'm tired, but I got this cool new vape.
I have asthma.
I know.
Thanks.
Sorry.
It's fine. You do you. It's your thing.
You do you. I'm sure you've got a really cool inhaler.
It's great. You gonna go to school today, or do I need to like send you notes again?
I might be there for the second half. I don't know. Do we have anything like really due today? I don't remember the syllabus like for today.
I think we have a paper due Friday.
I already
Friday.
sent that in.
I don't know. There might be something tomorrow. Wait, no, there's a quiz. No, sorry, quiz on Friday, paper due tomorrow.
Oh wait, we might have a test today.
We do?
We might.
Okay, well, shoot.
Are you in my calculus class?
Yeah. Are
Oh
you
yeah.
in? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course I'm in that class. Duh. It's easy.
Gus is just
Got
gonna
this.
like shuffle in because his nurse has forgotten her purse and is just gonna like shuffle up behind her in the queue and be like, "Got that." Stood there clutching his satchel.
Okay. Okay. I feel bad because I've been sitting here for like the past half an hour trying to finish this and I haven't ordered anything. So
Oh, I got you coffee.
I have zero money to pay you back right now.
Do you ever pay me back?
I'm trying.
It's fine. It's fine. You one day when you're rich and famous and have more sleep than you can count, you will pay me back. I think.
You know,
Possibly.
that's never gonna happen.
Well, one could hope for
I'm
you.
never getting sleep. Ever.
I mean, Kurt Cobain might come back when you get sleep, so you should get some sleep.
That is a terrible metaphor. Just give me the coffee.
Here you go.
I've got
Oh,
15
so many
minutes before I can.
flashbacks right now. Is Jonathan Wixman gonna? Is he? Does he know anyone that's in here?
He'll probably definitely recognize Hayden and Camden. But I don't think he'll approach them. He kind of wants to hang out with Hayden all the time, but like probably isn't that cool. So like, you know, he's gonna come in with his newspapers and like put them down and then sort of like look at them too and be like, just hover for a second and see if they notice. I mean, he is really busy, so he should go to school.
Does Hayden's hair look nice? Or not Hayden, does Jonathan's hair, or wait, what is his name again? Shit.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Does his hair look good today?
It looks a little greasy. Looks like he might have spent a few nights out in the rain. Looks like it was raining earlier.
I noticed the hair is a little greasy. I'm like, ooh, grunge look today.
Gus is going to kind of sidle over and try and take a newspaper without being seen. Not in a I'm stealing a newspaper, but in a I'm awkward and I'm just, you know, like when people pick up the free paper on the metro and are just kind of like, sorry, can I get? Okay.
Yeah, I think like he takes that moment to decide that Hayden and Camden aren't interested. So like he'll turn around and like definitely bump into you. Oh,
Like full recoil.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Can I?
Let me.
Can I?
Maybe I can. Oh God.
Just-
Can
Can I just have
here's
that?
just this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here.
Not touching it anyway, just like picking the paper off you. Like, thank you.
Sorry. Didn't mean to.
It's fine. Fine. Just don't. Not a touching person. It's good.
Again, sorry.
He kind
I'm
of
gonna
backs
go-
off a bit and opens the paper. Like, it's fine. It's
Yep.
fine.
I'm just gonna go to
Yep.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there on the front page, you see what was the name that you gave him, Scrat? B. Bruno Brunson, the Daily Trumpet. You know, his usual articles. You know, decrying Arachnid Kid as a menace, and you know, causing all the problems in the city. And it's about this time where suddenly you hear this very loud ruckus from outside, and you know, all of you stop and look because, you know, loud sound, what's that? And you see people running, like they're running away from something as they go past the coffee shop. So what would any of you investigate?
I'd be
Yeah.
going out to my bike anyway, so.
I'm just gonna glance at the nurse and then just kind of like slip out the front door again.
Quick question.
Yep.
Per our like, have our powers awakened already, or are we like, is this like an origin type story?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you would all have your powers by now, just for the sake of the one shot and like kind of keeping things going. Yeah, you've all
Perfect. Awesome.
got your powers now.
Awesome. So one of my abilities is to like create gadgetry, and so I'm just gonna like from my iPhone, or not my iPhone, from my phone, I'm gonna like create something that can like kind of do some surveillance, and I'll just like nonchalantly, because I don't want people don't know that I have powers, so it's just more like just a doop, doop, and I send
Baby drone.
baby drone, like little invisible little things going out, hacking into like security footage around and CTVs and all of that stuff, just to see what's going on.
Okay, and Camden?
Oh my god, can you keep that on the down low? Good god. And just laptop shoved in bag, on back, running out the door, figuring out what's going on.
Okay, so as you all look, you see, down the street, kind of in an open square, you see, more people running away, and you see a lot of these creatures that you would recognize from news stories. They're homunculi. They're the creations of one supervillain who's been around since the Silver Generation. Calls himself the Prime Originator. Very, very high on his horse there, and you see kind of blasts of lightning as they're fighting someone or something, and you also see some of them going after the people that are running away. Do any of you intervene?
One of my abilities is I have superhuman strength and speed, so I'm gonna zip into my car and change into one of the many outfits that obviously we all keep hanging around, and we'll pop out again in what is basically surgical scrubs and a hood and head that way.
Anyone else?
So I'm more support in a way. So I put on more eyeliner to just add like a little bit of a mask, because my character does not. Miscreant doesn't like costumes, so he'll pull his hair back a little bit so he might look a little different, and then the smudging, and he'll like take to the sides and like do a little more surveillance, and probably follow Camden at the same time just to see if she needs any backup.
Camden is just heck, oh, hell, and like drops her backpack, rustles through a couple of pockets. Nope, get there, nope, there it is. Pulls out a pair of goggles, and a pair of like fingerless biker gloves, and goes, "Okay, we're doing this. I'm so gonna be tardy later. Oh god, god.
The system will be on time. It's fine."
You can't rewind time. You can. I have a presentation. I was supposed to meet with my group today. I can't do this.
And I already sent an email saying that you're stuck at a doctor's office.
Okay. Thank you. Your help is so appreciated. Now I have to keep track of so many lies. And
I sent you an email of like, you already have an email just going, ding. These are all the lies you have for today.
It's like a personal assistant.
Basically.
You are so helpful, but also I can't deal with this right now. Just don't die. And I go.
You got this.
Jonathan runs to a nearby phone booth and starts the awkward change as he puts on like his gi and karate suit, and like he pulls out the best bit of the disguise, which is of course the headband that flutters in the breeze all the time, just constant fluttering.
Is it a Naruto headband that he got at like a costume store?
It takes him about 10 minutes.
Luckily for him, there's so much graffiti on the phone booth that nobody sees it. They just kind of see the phone booth kind of shaking a little bit.
Oh my god.
So let's see. So, hang on. Let's start. I gotta Looking at this thing. So let's start with Miss Green. So you're gonna use. I take it you're gonna use some of your gadgets here.
Yeah, actually, what I could probably do is I have this thing. It's a passive move. Hold on, let me switch that out over to here. Okay, so I have a So I have Troublemaker, Criminal Mind, and Mary Contrary that I can use. I'm going to use Criminal Mind. So when you assess a situation, you always ask one of the following questions, even on a mess. Actually, I don't know if I can do anything really, but let me just do my. Can I just use the gadgetry and hacking as a move? Sorry, this is definitely my first time playing this type of game.
Totally fine. This is my first time running the thing. I mean, you can assess the situation if you want. You can use your gadgets to. The nice thing about masks is it's very like the power sets are very open ended. Like you can as long as you can work it in narratively, you can if you want to like go out and like zap them with a little like shot blast or something, you can do that.
Fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is my special abilities are gadgetry and hacking, and I have psychic weapons. So I want to use both my gadgetry and hacking and psychic weapons together. So is there a way that I can hack into something near the bad guy and kind of use the items around me as like a way to force into them and like just kind of hold them down? Because I feel like Event Horizon has more power than me, so I can just want to like keep them down or like contained for a little bit, like stun them in a way.
Okay, so let's see. Since that's your powers, give me a freak roll, please.
Freak
unleash
roll.
your powers.
Okay.
It might be unleash your powers on roll 20.
Did that work?
I did not see it.
Okay. Let me try it again. Okay, do I have any situational bonus or penalty?
It's just whatever the plus or minus is on it.
Okay.
It should add it in automatically.
So
All right.
you don't have a situational bonus, I think.
No, I don't.
There you go.
Okay, so
Okay.
so yeah, on a 6, you give it a shot, but like the one that's closest to what you're trying to affect, just it sees something as often, it just kind of it leaps aside. These things they're kind of they've got like the torso of a human, but the back is like a kind of like a dog, but they just have like this leathery hide to them. They're really freaky looking, and it's fascinating. It just kind of leaps out of the way. So
Okay.
Next up, what would Event Horizon be doing?
Event Horizon pulls down her goggles, which I can't do because of my glasses. And I think I want to charge up my powers so I can get some burn.
Okay, I don't remember how that works.
I'm not entirely sure how that works either, but there is a roll button next to burn, so I think I'm just gonna press it.
Okay.
Okay. So I think on a miss, I mark 2 conditions, and I get 2 burn, I believe. Let me pull up my playbook. Which is fun. I get conditions. It's fine.
Is it bad that even 2 monitors doesn't seem like enough right now?
Yeah. I have so many windows open.
How do the conditions work?
You get penalties to thingies.
So if I were to do since I missed, do I get like
I'm gonna say because you're detached from the action that I won't make you mark a condition for unleash your power roll.
all right.
The basic moves doesn't say anything about marking a condition.
Here it says here. On a miss, when I charge up my powers, on a miss, I hold 2 burn and mark 3 conditions.
Okay.
So, do you have any particular conditions that you would like me to mark, or do I just get to choose?
I mean, I think it's only GM choice if it says it. So if it just says mark 3 conditions, I would say just pick the ones that your character would most likely be feeling at the moment.
We're gonna do afraid, insecure, and a little guilty. And then with the burn that I do have, can I find the center, a big grouping of these homunculi?
Yeah, you can see there, like the ones that are kind of chasing people, they're more the stragglers. There's a very large cluster of them over where these like kind of flashes of lightning are coming out of. They're all just kind of lining up. It's like they are focusing on this one spot, and there's just a very big cluster of them.
I want to get in between the homunculi and it's like a lot of the stragglers, and I'm going to use my my flare mote. And I'm going to spend 1 burn to create a barrier that will hold back threats as long as I keep my attention to it. So I just sort of concentrate, and the gravity in this section just gets heavy. And all of these homunculi are just like pinned to the ground. And every time they run into the section, it just like gravity increases all of a sudden, and they're like pulled into the ground, and the asphalt starts to crack. And I'm just standing there holding as much concentration as possible to try and keep them away from any civilians.
Okay, and so far it seems like it's working. They scrabble under the weight, but they can't move because of just the heavy gravity pushing them down. And next we will go to Matter.
Using my superhuman speed, I'm just trying to go round the stragglers to try and get as close to the main body of the situation as I can to see where the lightning is coming from. And I would like to assess the situation.
Okay, so that is a superior roll.
Okay. Hey, that's a hit.
Okay, so then you get to ask one of the questions listed. Do you have the basic moves open?
Yep, I've got it. I have everything
Okay.
open. I'm gonna go with how could we best end this quickly?
Well, you see that there are a lot of them, but you don't see any more adding to the group, and whatever these lightning blasts are coming from, he's taking them out pretty quickly. So it's pretty much that looks like the best way to handle it would be to maybe start from the outer ring of the group and push inward and flank them, kind of mash them in as like a kind of a pincer maneuver.
Okay. In which case, like any of them near me, I'm just gonna start like using my vitality absorption and literally just grabbing them and seeing if that helps.
Okay, give me a freak roll.
Okay.
I figure we'll give you a couple of rolls because Jonathan Wixman is still kind of changing at the moment.
That's a miss.
Okay, unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to take on any of these, and they do notice that you're there though, and so some of them are starting to turn their attention toward you.
Okay. Do I have to do anything when I miss? Sorry, the new system. Do I have to mark anything? Oh wait, every time you miss on a move, mark. That wasn't a move. Never mind. Or was that a move?
It's a basic move. I mean, it says it doesn't give, and at least in the basic moves, it doesn't give a guideline for what to do on a miss. It just says on 7 to 9, mark a condition, or GM will tell you. So for the time being, just because we're all new and this is our very first combat encounter, I'm gonna pass on the conditions, and I'm just gonna play it by ear.
Okie doke.
And so now we are going to switch over to generic fighter as he bursts out of the phone booth.
Yes, generic fighter bursts out the phone booth and realizes that he is a guy in a gi looking at things. So, he's trained. He's trained hard. He did karate, he did tai chi, and he did jiu-jitsu, and about
He knows kung fu.
20 other martial arts. But the thing is, he never really stuck to any of them. So I'm not sure how I can use this, but I want to use one of the only moves that I took in the last minute, which is called no powers and not nearly enough training. And generally panic. You're always picking up new gear. I'd like to try and find some new gear. I've realized that I'm not up to this fight, and I'd like to try and find some new gear to try and help.
You can see that you can see that kind of off to the side, like on the sidewalk. There's actually a pretty good length of pipe. It's almost the perfect length of a bow staff that somehow it just got dislodged from somewhere, and it's just sitting there.
And I've played Streets of Rage. I know that if I hit enemies with this, it'll knock them out in one hit. I'll go and grab the lead pipe.
Okay, and are you going to start attacking some of the mob with it?
Yes.
Okay, then give me a danger roll, please.
Hi.
Okay, so you wait in there. Your video game knowledge is just emboldened you, and you're running in there, just swinging away with this pipe, and they're all just ducking and leaping out of the way and snarling, and some of them are leaping to attack you. So let's see. Where was it? Give me we're gonna have you roll to take a powerful blow.
Oh boy.
Actually, no. Actually, let's just roll. Just give me a 2d12 or 2d6 roll, and I'll go from there. Just because these are normal enemies, so they wouldn't really powerful blow.
I rolled high on that.
10. Okay, so you after your initial kind of not doing so well, they leap in, and you happen to swing, and you just crack it in the side of the head with this pipe, and it happens to flank, kind of move and take it, bowl into a couple of others and kind of take them out. And so a couple others that haven't moved yet, they're kind of like they look like they're kind of backing up and assessing, kind of making sure that just seeing what you're going to do next for the moment. And then I think we will go back to the top of the order to Kent.
So in my upset failure of my power is not working, I decide to I'm gonna run up and charge some psychic energy around my fist and see if I can just punch one right in the face.
Okay.
Just because reckless endangerment is one of my favorite things to do.
Okay, give me a freak roll.
Okay.
Okay, so on this, you charge up your power, you run in, and you just it's a solid hit. You nail this thing just right directly in the middle of the face, and you hit it hard enough, the burst of psychic energy sends it just tumbling backwards, and it like the one that generic fighter hit, it starts bowling into them and just knocking some of the others aside. And at about the same time, you do see them getting pushed back from the center too, as more lightning blasts come from whatever they're going after. And now we will go back to Event Horizon.
Hi. How close are both our generic fighter and miscreant to me?
Would I be correct in assuming that you two are kind of pushing in from the outer ring?
I mean, after that nat 1, I'm pretty much wherever you want me. If I'm surrounded, I'm surrounded.
I think I would have gone for the middle one and just square up, punched it right in the face. So wherever that makes me, then.
Okay, so I would say they're, kind of at the edge of the larger cluster of them then.
Okay, the cluster I'm pulling down.
Yeah, they're attacking ones that aren't affected by that, so they're a little bit away from it, but they're close-ish.
Oh my god. Okay. Quick question, Game Master. Do I need to spend another burn to keep my moat up? Or
You know,
because you
If it
can
doesn't-
request to keep it if I have to or not. Because that determines what I do next.
because I don't remember the playbook saying anything about it.
It just says the GM may call for you to spend another burn if the barrier is threatened by particularly powerful enemies.
Okay, these are not very powerful. These are very weak enemies. There's just a lot of them, so it doesn't take you much effort to keep the moat up.
Cool. If I'm keeping it up, then I want to focus on a small section of them and try and just like increase gravity and cave their heads in.
Okay, give me a freak roll then. This is just you are just unleashing your powers, right? Okay.
I don't know what that is. Ah, it's a 9.
Okay. So that's good. Let me just double check. Okay, so because you're a Nova and the hook of the Nova is, they cause a lot of collateral damage. The gravity effect not only, it affects more than just their skulls. It just it mashes a whole bunch of them up into this just gooey ball and creates a small crater in the middle of the road too. So, crews are gonna have to fix that later. They're used to it though, so it's but you took out a good chunk of them. And now we go back to Matter.
I am still kind of looking towards the cluster in the middle, so I'm kind of like not so much focusing on the outer rings, but trying to make my way towards the middle. And I'm using body mutation to basically turn into the creepy long-legged clown thing from the newer Ghostbusters movie. Very slender man, and I am just trying to shove them out of my way as I head that way.
Okay, so this
my
is
superhuman strength. So yeah, this would be unleash my powers.
Okay.
Freak roll.
I mean, I would say you can use either unleash your powers or directly engage, since you're technically doing both. So whichever is highest for you, you can do either danger or freak.
Ooh, let's see. They're the same.
Okay.
I'll use freak just because I like saying freak. It's got a hard K. It's a fun word. Hits.
Okay. So yeah, you're this long-legged, freakish-looking thing, and you're swiping just groups of them away, and you can see at this point now the crowd of these things is thinning out pretty quickly between all of you and the source of the lightning, which I would say Matters probably fairly. Would you be moving fairly close to the center of all this?
Yeah, pretty much. I want to see where the lightning is coming from. That's my main focus here. It's like, what the hell is that, and do I need to help it?
Okay, so because you now have height over this crowd and you're closer, you can see now that it's a superhero. You've all heard of him. He's a long-standing superhero in the city. His name is Fulminous, and lightning powers, so he's blasting these things. And you also know that he's the prime originator is his longtime nemesis, so he's kind of an expert at fighting these things, which is why he's managing so well. He seems to be doing a pretty good job on his own. He's a little flustered, but with your help, he's noticed that there are other supers around, so he's kind of his morale's improved because of that.
May I quickly? Thank you very much to a bunch of people. Thank you, Shakespeare, for your sub. You have an advantage that you can gift or keep. Also, thank you to Banishka, Paladin Hulk, and Stella Luna for all of the biddies and the mega cheers. Thank you so much. And huge thank you to Sphinx Ral, who has just chucked in a huge donation there, so we can get us some Take away! I'm ordering now, thank you.
Yay! As I sit next to my Domino's boxes, I'm so happy for you.
I went for Chinese. All of the Chinese places in my area aren't taking Just Eat at the moment. So I'm forced to get fried chicken instead. It's such a shame.
What a shame, Scrap.
I'm gonna give my advantage to Mackenzie, by the way, because damage dealers need that stuff.
Right? The damage dealers totally need it.
Yeah.
Hey, and Rachel, thank you so much for the advantage for me too. By the way, guys, you've got some things which have carried over from the last stream. So, John, you have a auto success and an advantage. Kent, you have an advantage. Mackenzie, you have an auto success and 3 advantages now. And Shakes, you have an auto success and an advantage.
Oh yeah.
If you want to swap mine to somebody, because the GM doesn't really roll in masks, so if you want to move mine to somebody else,
You can just gift them at appropriate times if you like.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then. And actually, we are back to generic fighter.
I don't know why my camera keeps freezing, but yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's my superpower. I just go into stop motion. I would like to continue with the pole, trying to get my way closer to the person, right? Or at least stop myself from being surrounded. Where exactly, in comparison to me, is Miscreant, Event Horizon, and Matter at the moment?
I would say, well, Matter is Matter is more in the middle. They're kind of in the thick of it right now. Miscreant and Event Horizon are more on the fringes, so they're the closest to you. But you're spaced out decent. You're spaced out decently, but you can get to one of them easily enough. So if you want to give me a danger roll to kind of beat your way through these things.
Yeah, what I'd like to try and do is take to the air and like start doing like a spinning back kick thing, like where I try and like basically helicopter my way through the crowd.
Can I help because I have control over gravity?
You are definitely welcome to help. I think that is.
Is there a way that I can help with my gadgetry to like help? Or like
Am I just becoming a Beyblade to you guys?
Is there a way that I can, like, Mr. Fantastic, just kind of like
Smash him.
just like reach over and be like, yoink.
So I actually forgot that there is a mechanic that I completely forgot about, and I'm glad you reminded me of that, where you get a team pool, where it's extra points that you can use to help your teammates. I think you add. Well, I'll just say that I don't remember how many you get off the bat, so I'm just going to say we have 3 right now. So if all 3 of you want to spend a team to help out, then we will figure this out.
I mean, that sounds like using all of the pool at once to me.
Yeah, so I'll leave it up to you if you all want to do it, or if only, if you want to keep a couple of pool in there. It does refresh on every encounter.
Oh,
I will say Camden wouldn't, because Camden's like, what the hell are you doing? Get back!
I think I would just send out like a psychic pulse, like just like I see someone trying to do something crazy, I'm like, I dig that.
Matter would more just like wait to see if he gets into trouble and then try and get him out of it rather than help him get into it in the first place.
Yes, Evie's just like Evie's on the same page.
Plus
he's
one,
like
then.
keeping an eye on like generic fighter trying to get into the thick of it. Just like, if I need to reach over and grab you, I will.
Okay, so
I'm just like, you want trouble? Let's go. Let's do it.
Rolling with +1 then. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Boom. Yeah!
Okay.
My character name's still blank. I'll change that.
No, it's appropriate.
No, that is.
It really is. Okay, so yeah, on that, you jump up and you start doing this spin kick, and it surprisingly enough, it's like you look almost like a video game character. You kind of travel and you take out some of these homunculi kind of leap at you, and they just catch a heel right into the jaw, and they're all getting smacked around. And like I said, these things are not very strong, so they're not getting back up. At this point, the crowd's getting very thinned out. Like you kind of cleared most of them out. So if any of you, I'm going to give each of you. We'll just go around, starting with Kent. If you just kind of want to do like a finisher for whatever few that you're fighting at the moment.
Yeah, let me what I'm gonna do, and let's RP this shit. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get all of the things that I can like psychically pick up around me. Like it's gonna cause like nosebleed levels. I'm just like, hair goes wild, and like I want to pick up like light posts and like cars if I can. I don't know how strong I am with it, but like I'm just gonna try my best. So I'm just gonna do that. And I guess is that dangerous? Would that be dangerous, or would that be freak, or would that be like superior? What do you think that could be?
I would go with freak, but I mean I can see how it would go either way, so I will actually let it be your choice on this.
Okay. I guess it's because I want to provoke someone in a way, or provoke the enemy. I'm gonna go superior. Okay. Damn it.
Okay, so yeah, you pick up a bunch of things, but it's something hitches and they don't quite move the way you want, and they just instead of kind of slamming in like that's what you're trying to do, kind of like just crush things with them.
I wanted to like use it as just like a full frontal attack, but like in my headcanon, it's like I think that I went too like I did try to do too much, and like I was just like and it just like everything just grabbed hold and just went. Whew.
Pretty much, yeah. And now Event Horizon.
Okay, this is the end of the scene, right?
Yes, we're
okay.
One more round, and then I think we'll move on.
I'm gonna look at whatever collection I've had to like crush in front of me. Pray to God that Generic Fighter and Miscreant get out of here. And I am going to use my last burn. And I was gonna use an advantage too, if I can. Sorry, I meant to say that right before I clicked it. To use Reality Storm, and so basically I drop the moat, and before they can move, a tiny black hole kind of sparks up behind them and starts growing. Heck, come on. Okay. Also, if I don't have an extra burn to spend, so I cause a lot of unwanted collateral damage.
Okay. So yeah, when you create this black hole, and all of the objects that Miscreant tried to just mash these things with all happen to get picked up with it too, and they just kind of, because they're on like the edge of it, they kind of start spinning around, and they're actually taking out more of these homunculi than you originally intended, but they're also kind of smashing through windows, and they're kind of hitting buildings and kind of messing things up a little bit.
All right, we should probably go. Let's go.
And next we have Matter again.
Matter, looking at kind of like all the scattering of people and the hero in front of them still zapping out lightning, is actually going to move to defend, and is just going to in a very kind of nightmarish stilt walker kind of way, is going to head over until they're like literally stood above the hero, and is going to lift up hand, foot, bring it down, and each one is going to transmute into a like basically a 2-foot long blade, and they are just going to try and stab any homunculus that are stood round hero whose name I have forgotten already. Sorry, memory is terrible.
That's okay. We'll get a proper introduction soon.
So I'm going for defend because I'm just trying to keep the immediate threat from them.
Okay.
I have no self-preservation.
Give me a savior roll, please.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So let's see. So yeah, you're skewering these things, and yeah, he's just kind of like, okay, so this is happening, and he's getting the ones that come through, but there are very few of them that are getting through. I mean, you're on top of this. And generic fighter, what is his? How's he gonna mop up his crew?
Well, I don't think he can carry on doing the spinning roundhouse kick or Tetsumek Senpu Kyaku. What he may do, though, is try and flee hearing Event Horizon saying we should leave by doing a big uppercut, which may lift him into the air and then try and push away towards his friends.
Okay, danger roll, please.
Can I try to send another psychic blast of aid to him? Because I have gadgets everywhere that's going to my phone that I'm looking at, and I see this kid trying to do something crazy, and I'm just like, that might need some help.
Yeah, if you want to spend a team to give him a +1, by all means.
Get recovered after the end of the fight, right?
I hate to be the person to bring this up, but when you jump in the air, you're fighting the force of a black hole behind you.
That's why I'm trying to send more out.
I'm sorry. I feel bad for bringing it up, but I'm like, I just created a black hole.
You did just create a black hole.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, let's see what happens, Maybe the dice will be kind. Do you want me to add a -1 or anything to that because of black hole?
I'll say at this point, just because of the kind of unstable nature of it, that it's it started out real strong, but the power of it's fading pretty quick. So I'd say just if you the +1 from the team would be fine.
There we go.
Well, here I go. Sure, you can.
Defeat a black hole, please.
Okay. So you feel this surge of psychic, or are you Kent? Are you giving his attack a boost, or are you just kind of trying to hold him back from the black hole?
I think I'm trying to do a little of both, but more is to get him not to be sucked into the black hole or pulled into it. So I'm trying to use that force to push him around, I think.
Okay, that'll work. So.
Yeah, I'm stabilizing him.
Okay, so yeah, you as generic fighter launches into this uppercut, he feels this kind of flow of energy around him that gives him more aerial control, and he launches up into the air, catches one of these things just right on the chin, and it goes flipping right into the black hole, actually. Kind of catches on the end, spins around, takes out a few more, and you see at this point as the black hole finally kind of wears itself out, and it just kind of collapses in on itself, and the last few blasts of lightning go out, and the last of these things is just there's just a sea of these things laying around, and we don't need battle music anymore. So I'll go back to that, and you see in the center of mine, it's very, very, little happier than very happy right now music. But yeah, you see in the middle of all these things, you see this hero Fulminus breathing pretty heavy. He looks like he's been at this for a while, and he turns and looks at all of you, and he nods and kind of motions for all of you to come in. He's kind of walking towards you and motioning for you to come to him.
I'm just gonna shrink down so that I'm just walking next to him, because I was stood over him like a creepy giant spider.
I first want to turn and yell at Camden and be like, a fucking black hole? Really? What the fuck?
Sorry, it worked. I'm gonna find my backpack. I'm
probably in the black hole that you made.
No, I don't have a lot of control over it. I'm trying. We're really late for school.
We're so late, but there's also that really cool looking superhero over there.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to get in trouble. Just.
Generic Fighter is already picking up his bike, still in his uniform.
I'm gonna go before anyone yells at me at this. Okay, bye.
Don't you want to talk to the cool super?
No, not really. This is a lot of conversation.
No, we need to talk to the cool superhero dude with lightning.
Matter is just like walking and just shaking off bits of homunculi from his hands. He's a very different person in his costume, which has like a surgical mask and stuff, and is just walking like disgusting.
I would like to hide.
You're gonna run and hide?
I would like to try and get away before this person notices me. Goodbye.
I mean,
Okay. Sorry.
but
was,
it's one of the superheroes, like the crazy good ones. Don't you want to be a superhero?
Did you not see the black hole? That's not things superheroes do, okay? We're not gonna touch that. We're not gonna touch that.
Probably help you. He could probably help you. He's really cool looking. Look at the lightnings. The lightnings. You got powers like him, maybe. I don't know. Like, go talk. Let's go talk. I'm gonna like.
Far more optimistic than I. Oh God. I'm assuming you dragged me over.
I'm gonna drag her over.
Okay, I mean, at this point, he's probably caught bits and pieces of your conversation, because he was walking over to, the two, because the two of you and Generic Fighter, close enough to each other that that's more or less the center point that he's going to. So he, walks up, and you see now that he's wearing kind of like one of those old-fashioned military like pea coats, but it's a lot lighter, but it's got like that kind of panel going down the center with like the buttons on either in like two rows going down. He has a mask covering his face. Sorry, as I punched my microphone. With his hood, mask over his nose and mouth, so you just see his eyes. And like gloves, black pants, boots. It's simple but kind of stylish in its own way. And he just... I
love that I'm kind of just wearing the shitty version of his costume, just made out of scrubs and like a hoodie that's been like the hood's been cut off. It's like, yeah, same thing.
I just want to go like this. If he's like, we're having that awkward conversation, and I'm just seeing him like standing behind us, going like, "Hello, citizens," kind of thing. And I'm just like, "Hello."
So he nods at each of you and just looks between you. He goes, "You all handled yourselves pretty well back there. I appreciate the help. So I assume you all know what those were. You've been keeping up with the news." And the prime originator and homunculi have been an issue in the city long enough where pretty much everyone knows who they are, just for background.
Because I'm getting a feeling can't remember the second word. Prime thingy. Sorry, memory. Is it
Call him Prime for short, that's fine.
Yeah. Prime, is it like a bad mad scientist kind of vibe?
Yep.
Okay, then yeah, Matter has definitely heard of him and is looking very, very grumpy. Just kind of, steely nod, kind of like, yeah, we know who he is.
I'm sort of like doing that thing of a person with a bicycle who's sort of like got one foot on it, but hanging around to see what happens. Like...
I mean, I've heard of him. I'm really just... I just don't want people to get hurt. That's mainly the thing. I'm not really on the whole hero track. Please, yeah, don't tell anyone I was here, thanks.
I may have worked with his like operation in the past. I didn't mean to. It just kind of happened. I know Amazon Prime.
Close enough. Anyway, so I'm working with Aegis on this matter. We've been trying to track him down, and he's been launching larger attacks, and we think that he's desperate, that we think he's planning something big, and we'd like to stop him once and for all. You all handled yourselves well enough out there. I'd like to recruit all of you if you're up for taking down a supervillain.
Don't we have to go through the whole registration process thing? I don't have my license yet.
Welcome, raiders! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Oh, hi! We're playing superhero games.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on. Sorry, Mackenzie.
I don't have my license yet.
That's
Can't we
not a
forge
problem.
a
I'm
license?
working. Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Ken.
Can't we forge a license?
You could.
Then we all have one.
I don't have a license yet. I really don't have a license yet.
She
ignore
does.
Ignore what he's
She
saying.
does.
I'm not.
She has a license.
No.
I don't really care about licenses, but I'm fine with stopping bad people doing bad things.
I'm gonna be Mark's tardy, y'all.
Fulman is just kind of, he laughs a little bit, and he holds up a hand. He says, "It's okay. This is an operation sanctioned by Aegis. We'll get you your license, at least temporary licenses for now. It'll be okay."
Yay,
Oh,
paperwork.
we can get temporary licenses? That's pretty awesome.
Yay!
Will she be not marked tardy if she has a license?
Absolutely. Well, Aegis will work on your stories to get you out of any trouble you might be in.
I'm gonna
Really
be in
not
so
important.
much trouble.
Don't have anything better to do.
I have to get a scholarship. I need my grades up. Okay, it's fine. You know what? Fine. I'll help. It's fine. Just.
I'm down.
I'm totally down. Yeah, I am. Totally.
Okay. And as if on cue, this van marked with the Aegis symbol pulls up, and out from the driver's seat gets a agent. Black suit, black jacket, black pants, white shirt, black tie. Your typical secret agent kind of getup. And he walks over. Looks to be about middle-aged, slightly balding, and he walks over and he looks around at the carnage and at all of you, and he just goes, "Senior Agent Cole Phillips, I see you've been busy out here."
Busy is one word for it. And then I'm assuming like something that my black hole shattered just kind of falls off the building at that moment and like onto a car, and I'm just like.
Matter is just still scraping homunculi goop off their bare feet onto the curb, kind of like, you could say that. Gross.
Fulminus looks at the agent and he gestures to all of you and he says, I have a team now. We'll these fine upstanding young heroes will be helping us take down Prime. And Agent Phillips, he nods at you and kind of awkward head. And he gestures to the van and he says, well, if you all want to, hop in, we'll head to our operations center and I'll brief all of you on the situation.
Hang on a second. Let me just chain up my bike.
Master just kind of looks at the van and goes, "Do we get free candy too?"
He cocks his head to the side. He's like, "Oh, I don't. Oh, I know. I get it. No, it's just get in the van, please."
Can you get me like a new? I might need a new backpack. I think mine might have been lost.
She
I think we can manage that.
She made a black hole.
We weren't gonna mention.
Again.
Don't mention that.
Again, it's the 4th one this month.
It's really efficient.
Oh, so
Okay,
you're the
so-
source of black holes.
Oh God, no! Don't. I've been trying.
There's also like 5 the month before.
What happened to the whole list of lies thing? We had a list for this.
Yeah, but they're Aegis. They're Aegis.
They're the
You
reason
are-
why I was trying to keep. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna get in the van and really hope I pass my test tomorrow. It's fine. You don't happen to have like Wi-Fi and a phone I could use, because I'm pretty sure the textbook is online and I can study on the drive there.
Sure. And he pulls out a remote, hits a button, and the panel slides open, and he pulls out what is apparently a spare phone from the
Burner
passenger
phone.
side. Yeah, and he holds it out and hands it to you.
Thank you. I'm going to just. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I'm gonna just get in the van and just sit in the corner.
Matt is going to kind of like watch all this happen, look at the phone, and then just turn to Mystery and be like, "Can I use your phone?"
Yeah.
Just literally just reaches out, takes the phone, sends a text, and hands it back.
I'm gonna look at my phone and track the number and everything just because I can.
It's literally the nurse who's still in the coffee shop, and it literally just says, "Something came up, back later." He's a boring guy. Heroing aside. She's very used to it, it's fine.
Okay, so with that, so Fulminus gets in the passenger seat, Agent Phillips gets in the driver's seat, and then they, take off. And I actually have to go to the bathroom real quick. So if you guys want to have a conversation while you're en route, I will be right back.
Sounds good.
Matt is just going to sit in the van as far from everyone else as he can get in a small confined space.
So do we know each other's identities, like outside of our things?
I don't have a mask on. I have more eyeliner on, and my hair is a little pulled back. It's really bad.
So, Hayden, I kind of knew that you were a super, right?
What?
I told you, you need to keep that shit on the down low.
I don't have power. What are you talking about? I just hack things.
I mean, okay, if you want to play that game, that's fine.
I am very masked, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
Event
Wasn't your
Horizon,
name? Oh,
what is
sorry.
it? Event Horizon literally did not change. She just put on safety goggles. And they're like woodworking safety goggles to just prevent debris from getting in her eyes. She looks exactly the same. She's just hiding, like doing the physical equivalent of an armadillo, just trying to pull into herself as much as possible.
Wasn't your name like Jasper or something? Jason?
John, it was Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
Jason. Okay, Jason. Well, you look really cool with the grunge hair today. I wanted to tell you that. And you flew really cool. I don't know how you got that air though. That was really cool. You got lots of air.
I practiced real hard.
Yeah, but practicing and flying up like 100 feet, I think it was.
I don't think it was 100 feet, but it's nice of you to say.
And not get sucked into a black hole that someone created.
That was more luck than judgment.
Are you ever going to drop that? I said I was sorry. I don't know what else I can do to fix it.
not really sure it's broken.
I mean, it might I might be a little on the broken side with the whole can create black holes and potentially tear a hole in reality thing, but it's fine.
The universe creates black holes all the time. I don't think you're that special.
Okay, thank you. That makes me feel so much better. Does anyone remember how to do differentials?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Homeschooled, I don't do math.
Here's how you do. I give her like 7 different formulas to do the one problem. You could do one of these 7 different variations if you want to actually do it.
I mean, I do. I want to pass this test. Okay. I can. This makes 0 sense to me. Oh god. I'm in a van.
Yeah, we're getting kidnapped. It's fine.
It's not
I don't-
kidnapping if you
Kidnapped.
consent.
You might as well be getting kidnapped. We're kids, and you stuffed us in a van.
Yeah, where's
We
our
got
candy?
in voluntarily.
Yeah, we totally just got in the van, you know.
Don't have anything else to do today.
I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair, the
same.
driver's better than some Ubers I've had, but
Yeah, I would
Thank
rate
you.
you like 4.5 stars, actually.
yeah, I'd rate you right up there, honestly.
I've never taken an Uber.
Just walk everywhere.
And so as you keep talking and bantering and everything, you suddenly the van pulls up to a stop and you all get out and you're outside of this. It looks like a shut down factory. Actually, it looks like it's been abandoned for a while.
Well, this
Oh
isn't
my
ominous or
Really good.
terrifying at all.
We like to stay off the grid. Have to not get noticed by supervillains because we kind of fight them all the time. And he pulls out another remote, clicks a button, and the wall just kind of opens up like a open outward like a double door, and you see inside is actually pretty stated, like it's clean. It looks like a new building on the inside, which is kind of weird.
Well, if you wanted to give off unfriendly, we give you tetanus vibes, you did very well.
As the doors open, I just want to be like, you want us to be impressed by this?
Well, I mean, kind of.
Don't worry.
It's
I'm
an
very-
electric door. There are quite a few of them in the city. Supermarkets have them.
Yeah, no,
Very
this
high
is
tech.
this
It's
is
a really nice electric door.
I like it.
Don't
You did
Thank
great.
you.
Seems like a lot of effort.
Does it have like some kind of like super secret defenses, like kind of withstand black holes? Side eye.
Is it bigger on the inside?
It's pretty big on the inside. I mean, we don't take up a lot of space because it's a pretty small team on this, but we'll just he gestures, if you want to come on in, I'll give you the tour, and he starts walking in and Fulminus walks alongside him.
Can I
Is
see-
it cleaner on the inside? Some of us don't have the best immune systems.
It's very clean, yes.
Okay.
Camden, or Event Horizon, has flushed entirely bright red at the black hole comment.
Valid.
Sorry. And then I'm just gonna walk inside and not make eye contact with anyone because I feel really bad.
Do you have any computers here?
We have quite a few of them, yes.
Could I see one?
You'll see almost all of them once we get to the command center.
Is it very
Oh.
far away? This is a long walk and we've done a lot this morning.
So can I go to the command center and use the computer?
And as you finish that sentence, you approach a pair of sliding doors. They slide open, and inside you see what is very obviously a command center. There are other agents, milling around. There's computers lining all the walls, all kinds of information up on them. And there's a table in the center with, one of those, like a fancy smart screen in the middle that's also displaying information. More specifically, a map of the city with certain areas highlighted.
Question: how subtly can I send a little gadget that I've been crafting in my pocket from parts of things and have it steal and fish information from the mainframes of the computer and like the heartbeat of their servers that's in that command center onto my phone so I can have a direct linked in?
How about you make me a superior roll?
Okay, I
And
will.
we will find out.
In this room, I'm imagining there are lots of desks.
Yeah,
Are
it's
there-
pretty much. Yeah,
Are
it's
there
it's like
chairs
kind
with
of.
wheels?
Yes,
I'm
bunch
gonna
of them.
steal one and basically just start scooting after people instead of walking.
Hang on.
You know, doing the little where you pull yourself along with your feet.
On a 9, let's see. Yeah, on a 9, it's successful. Let me just make sure, because I think this one I'm actually gonna have to kind of wing it on this one. So yeah, you send out this little gadget, and is it like a hovering kind of gadget, or is it got like little legs that it skitters around on?
It's So I think it would be something that like I would have like just stuck onto a side maybe, or it could have like little bits of legs just tinkering like a little spider thing that can latch in and yeah, either way.
Okay, so yeah, let's see, on the 9, so you attach this to the the bank, and it kind of starts crawling along, and one of the agents turns and walks away just as it gets to that computer, and it links in and starts pulling some information. A lot of encrypted stuff, so it might take you some time to depending on how good you are, it may take you a few seconds, I guess, to decrypt some of the information that you're getting. But yeah, you're pulling information from it. You get a fair amount when all of a sudden one of the agents kind of you see him, he kind of get puts his finger to his ear, and he looks over, and he sees your gadget, and he goes over and he grabs it and pulls it out, looks at it, and he just looks right at you. Is this yours? You are still muted.
I just look at him, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, it must have fallen off my vape. What?
He just gives you a look, and he just tosses it over to you.
I grab it and I just like put it like onto my vape to make it look like it's part of like the accent of it. I'm just like,
he just eyes you. You can tell he's going to be watching you the rest of your time here.
as he really should.
So as this is happening, Agent Phillips and Fulminus, they walk over to the table in the center with the map displayed on it, and they look at all of you, waiting for you all to kind of gather around the table.
Pulls myself up to the table on my chair.
I love the sound effect.
It's squeaky chair.
Okay,
I just
so
like start whispering to Cameron, like, oh my god, did you know that 7 years ago they had an explosion in this same facility and they're still paying off the debt from it? Did you also know that they have like 7 different bad guys in the underground right here, right now?
Is one of them you?
No. I'm just misunderstood.
Uh-huh.
I thought you were a miscreant.
Shut up.
I'm gonna just walk away and just go stand by the table.
So I'll just start texting her more useless information, just like, ha, ha.
There are chairs like everywhere. Just looking at Camden like you can sit.
Yeah. Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah. And I pull up a chair and awkwardly sit down in the, tries to sit in a cool position, but is really just not confident enough to pull it off.
That looks uncomfortable.
I am very uncomfortable in this situation.
I meant the position. Okay.
Agent Phillips clears clears his throat very loudly, obviously trying to get your attention. As he quiets you all down, he gestures toward the map, and he points to all the highlighted areas, and he starts saying that, so these areas right here, these are where all the attacks have happened recently. there seems to be a pattern. We think there's a central point that they're all coming out from. We're still working on finding it. We're pretty close. And he looks over at Miscreant and he says, we were hoping maybe, since you're technically inclined, if you might want to help speed up the process a little bit, would you want to give it a try?
You want me to triangulate the patterns and do algorithms to make it easier for you guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
For free.
Well, not for free. We'll compensate you.
What are we talking?
How about we forgive all we make up stories for all of your past rule breakings, for example, and
okay, that was only 47 times. I can, that's fine. Okay, you know what?
48 if you count the one time when we were in the toy store.
Oh, right, where I told you to make the black hole.
Yeah.
49 now, and he points at at the gadget that's on the end of your vape.
That's an accessory.
You think I've never seen one of those before?
I don't know. They just got made right now. I mean, fuck!
This is why we have a list. This is why we have the list of the lies.
Why we have a list. This is why we make lists.
Slow clap where Matt is sitting. Just wow.
So generic fighter will sit at the table also.
So this is all very nice, but what's the job?
Well, the job is we find Prime's center, we find where he's operating out of, we infiltrate, and we apprehend.
So...
would it not be easier to just kill him?
We try to avoid...
Whoa!
We're not executioners.
Death is pretty final, just saying.
I mean, he has a point. If you want to get rid of Amazon Prime, you just kill him.
I really don't want to kill anyone. Like, it's the entire point of... I don't want to murder anyone.
Death is part of life. You're just speeding up the process.
It's just kind of...
probably responsible for quite a lot of death already, so it's just balance. That's what it is. It's just balance.
Maybe
so,
we don't feel that's up for us to decide.
When you say we, are you including me in this, or is it like a you we?
Aegis.
Oh.
So since we're just temporary Aegis members on contract or freelancers, do we have to follow those rules?
We would prefer you did.
Y'all, I can't have murder on my college applications.
Sorry.
I'm gonna let the cat in. Okay.
I mean, you can always lie by omission.
So I have done work with Prime before. Like, I know some of his areas of dealings that I've recently worked with, like in the last couple months. Maybe if that can help with the algorithm too.
Anything would help at this point, yeah. If you want to add that in, yeah.
Sorry, I work for everyone. Like, my bad.
We know.
So I'm just gonna sit there and like have my phone starts to turn into like this. It turns into like a really big supercomputer with all these lights and stuff. I'm just like sitting there going, okay, let me just. Do you have any other information that you need me to have, or is this all you have?
This is everything right now.
Okay.
John,
all
did
right.
you want to ask something?
I'm just looking around at everyone and... You know, I see that you all have powers and stuff, and I'm just wondering if you picked me up by mistake. Am I supposed to be here?
You flew. You literally flew today.
Much as any of us are, in the great scheme of things.
I don't have time for your existential crisis right now.
Everything about me is an existential crisis. Just deal with it.
Cool, thanks. That makes me feel so great.
Oh, well, my purpose in life is to reassure you, so that works out well.
Wow, you came in a little late for that. She needed reassurance like 12 years ago.
Okay,
I
so
was
mechanically,
otherwise occupied.
Scrat isn't sure whether you guys confirmed it or denied it. It's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah. Matt is just kind of like, none of us are meant to be here, so just go with it.
That's good enough for me. And Kent definitely. So I think I'm going to take that as they confirmed it. So I get to mark potential and give. I think I'll pick Kent because he was the most positive. Kent gets influence over me.
Okay.
I read a
What on earth is
rule.
Potential.
Awesome.
What's potential?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm potential. Heck.
Here's the thing. I
I
give
actually
influence.
completely forgot that every time you fail a roll, you mark potential. It's kind of a leveling system.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't really plan this to go long enough where it's really going to matter, though. So hopefully that won't be too big a deal.
So I also can give 3 people influence because like I'm support or whatever. So obviously Camden's had my like influence for the last like X amount of years because like I've just integrated myself into her life and she still hates me for it.
I don't hate you for it. It's just mildly annoying because I have to keep up with so many lies.
I send you hourly emails.
It's a lot. You know how many lies that is? That is
817 per hour usually.
yeah, that's a lot of lies. It's a lot of people I have to keep track of into who said what to who.
Oh, I'm supposed to give influence to 2 people. Oh, goodness.
I think those are for longer campaigns. I saw that too, but I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, I figured since this is a one shot, I was going to be just very lax on.
Oh,
we
sets
can
and
just
everything.
totally say that Kent has influence over me and just play with that generally rather than actually using the rules because, you know.
that sounds good.
Okay, so with I take it miscreants. He's added his information to the algorithm by this point.
Oh, yeah.
and everything.
It's all compiling and it'll be done in like I did the whole cross compiling and all of that stuff. Algorithms are going. There's like 17 different like things happening at once, and I'm just like, it'll be ready in like 2 minutes.
Okay, so those
Oh,
2 minutes.
Get off. Sorry, cat.
So yeah, those 2 minutes pass, and all of a sudden, one particular spot on the map suddenly highlights, and it's in the industrial district, and Agent Phillips just looks at it. He's, I think we found it, and he Fulminus kind of looks over and he says, "That's his base."
Do you want me to hack into that building?
If you could, just to verify, yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to do a roll on that, or just like for RP try to hack into it because it's kind of standard hacking?
I would say give me a superior roll, and we'll just treat it as like how much you see. There's no like pass or fail, really. It's just how much information you get from it.
All right, sounds good. I got a kapow.
Wow. Okay. So yeah,
Nice.
you managed to hack into a camera that just it shows you this very advanced looking lab. Actually, hang on. I meant to swap out the music like a while ago. Sorry.
This seemed a little too like happy-go-lucky
I
for
know.
like.
Oh, suddenly things seem much more intense.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh god.
So yeah, you see the inside of this very advanced lab, like more advanced than what should be on Earth, possibly. There's like rows of tubes with like you see like silhouettes of creatures in them.
I'm totally drooling because of the technology level is so fucking high. I'm just like, oh my god.
And Fulminus and Agent Phillips just look at each other and they nod. And, yeah, that's his lab.
Question, Mr. Phil, dude. If we you know how I was talking about compensation and stuff, is there a way that I can, if we were to win this little battle, can I take control of that lab, please?
You should
I
not
don't-
do that.
please?
I don't think we could manage that, but maybe misplace a thing or two.
Definitely misplace a couple things.
I think we can manage. I think we can work something out like that.
Oh my god.
This compensation, is it going to be only in the form of stuff we can have, or can it be like information like where people are?
How about cash?
Can you write me a letter of rec for my college apps?
I think we can manage all of those.
Can you just get her into Harvard? That's an
I wanted
Oxford, please.
Yale was probably Harvard doesn't have my major.
Oh, right. You changed your major last year. That's right.
Yeah, I changed it again like 2 months ago. I should really go in undecided. That's what everyone's telling me, but like that means it's a lot harder to get in because of like the percentage chance, and it's just
You're gonna get in regardless.
I'm not very smart.
You have me.
That's fraud.
And I just like said, oh well, there's number 50 right there of fucking.
So Agent Phillips looks at each of you and he points to Matter and he says, just leave the name or names of people you're looking for.
And immunity from prosecution.
We don't know anything. So
Good.
sure.
Okay, I'm good. I'm in.
He points at Cam and he just says, just let us know which college you're looking at and we'll see what we can do. And then he looks at Jonathan and goes, we'll mail you a check.
Great.
I mean, money would also be great too, but I mean, money would be great too.
Hey, you had your chance, okay?
At least give her a full ride to Yale or Harvard or both.
Cambridge.
Well, a scholarship was part of this, wasn't it?
Oxbridge. Oh, was it?
Oxbridge.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
He just kind of winks at you. It wasn't stated, but that's what he was planning on.
Oh, okay, cool. So if the world doesn't end, I don't have to get student loans. That's great. Let's do this.
Unless you use like a.
We're not adding 51 to the list.
No, we're not adding another one of your black holes.
Okay, so if we want to fast forward just a little bit, we are outside of this. It's another dilapidated looking building, and the agents are out. The agents are all they're kind of lined up outside in riot gear, and they have Agent Phillips is walking around with a device, trying to find the entrance pretty much. And so eventually it kind of something goes off on it, and he finds a control panel, fiddles around with it a little bit, and just the entire wall, it's basically the door that opened up in the Aegis building. This one is just 5 times larger. It's like the entire wall just kind of slides open, and it still looks like a dirty, old rusty factory on the inside. And so everyone kind of spreads out and starts looking around. And if any of you want to join in the search and look for anything out of place, you're welcome to do that.
I turned to Matter. I'm like, wow, see, their base is a lot cooler with the door. That was a lot.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I still feel like I can get tetanus from everything around here, but sure. It's cool.
No, that's why you're wearing a surgical mask. Okay, calm down.
That's one of many reasons.
Just calm down.
I don't really think I get energetic. Tiring.
Your tone is. You need to cool it down.
Or what?
I don't know.
Massive shrug, what exactly is the world gonna do to me that it hasn't already done? And now I sound just like a stupid pop song. You're making me sound cliche.
I would like to be helping to look around. I'm gonna just try and reverse gravity on a couple of some of the bigger objects to lift things up.
Okay. Give me a freak roll, and we'll see how that works out.
Roll 20 hates me, so we'll see.
You got this. I believe in you.
I do have this.
It hates me too, but with that, so you're going around and you're, lifting this up, lifting that up, and then you go to lift up what looks like an old tank of an old like barrel of some sort, and it doesn't move. Like it doesn't lift up. Something is, it's like it's attached to something underneath. You want to try?
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask, did you want to try to move this around? I'll consider this as like part of the roll if you want to like kind of move it in different directions, because I assume you were just trying to like lift things up before.
Yeah, I'll try and move it in different directions, and if I can't, I'll still like lessen the gravity on it so it's slightly easier to push, but like gonna try and move it around.
Okay. So you try all different directions. It doesn't move in a direction, but you kind of in switching directions at one point, it spins. It starts turning, and you hear a click, and then in the center of this room, a large door. You hear that standard sci-fi like hiss sound, and this big section in the middle like lifts up and slides backward and reveals just what looks like it's another like much shinier metal plate, and then a pillar, like a small pillar, kind of comes up. It looks like a control panel, almost to an elevator.
I did a thing. I did a thing.
All the agents
What thing did you do?
turn around.
Well, that wasn't there before, and now it is because I spun that thing. So
At this point, everyone's turned around and they're looking, and Agent Phillips and Fulminus walk over and they're looking at it, and Fulminus walks. He steps right onto it as Agent Phillips is like, he's just gonna do that, I guess. And Fulminus walks over to the panel. He looks at it and he says, "Yeah, this is the entrance. Looks like we're gonna go down. Everyone that's in."
cool. Hold on. It's time for my next energy drink. And I do like one of those tiny 5-hour energy shots. I just like throw it back. All right, we're good.
Black holes underground. What could go wrong? Let's go.
I'm not gonna try and do a black hole this time. Can everyone let that one go? One time. What was it? One time. It was one time today.
Which is actually really good for you.
I know, right?
No, it's really good.
I'm really not judging. I had to wash some of that stuff off me, so really no judgment here. And then just kind of looks at Miss Green and goes, some judgment here. And back.
Makes sense.
Valid.
I just nod to that. I'm just like, yeah, I rub people the wrong way. Yeah. So while they're doing that, am I in the elevator yet? Is there an elevator, or what is the?
Yep, it's a large panel. He's Fulminus is at the the panel, just waiting for everyone to get on the elevator.
Can I just like check the panel to see if it's like not a trap or it's leading to a trap or something? Just because like some superheroes, like I have previous knowledge is like they're too like good and they're like, aha, I've come to this one place. Oh no, I've been foiled and trapped into a thing. So
Yep, make a superior roll and we will see.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, you do not, it's an elevator. It's no traps. It was not really, I don't, you get the feeling that Prime didn't really expect anyone to even find this place, let alone, find the elevator.
Okay.
I would like to speak to Event Horizon. Hey, the way you found that was pretty cool, actually. No. You're gonna be fine, right? Everything's cool. You're muted as well, I think.
No, I just can't take a compliment. So
And I'm
I'm
just saying, you're. I hope you're
Yeah.
not like, feeling insecure or anything like that, because you're definitely proving yourself, that's all.
Cool, thanks. I appreciate that. I don't know if you're being sincere or just trying not to die, but I
Can-
appreciate.
Can I try to comfort Event Horizon so that they know I'm being sincere?
Absolutely. Give me a mundane roll. On a 10 plus, you add a team to the pool. So I believe let's just say it's 2 team for every, at the beginning of combat. So now it's going to be 3 for the next combat. And Mackenzie gets to clear. You get to either mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. Oh wait, if the open up to you. So, yeah, either I'd say either mark potential or clear a condition.
Cool.
Probably get more out of a condition at this point.
Gonna clear condition. We're gonna clear insecure.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think.
No,
Thank you.
No, totally.
Yeah.
You got superpowers and shit. You're doing great.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good too. I mean, considering you. Do you have superpowers?
I don't think so. No.
Well, congrats, you made it to the team. This is fucking balls.
That's just one way of putting it. Yeah.
Since we're all in a lift, are we just all hearing this conversation like behind us? Like, when you're all suddenly like stood and people
Like-
are having a conversation,
Please.
you're just like. "Doo, doo, 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 doo."
Yep, and you hadn't noticed because you were deep in conversation, but Fulminus had hit the button, and you're on your way down, and as the conversation ends, the lift comes to a stop, and you can see it looks very similar to what you saw on the camera earlier. You see it. You're kind of on this wide walkway, and off to the sides, that there's railings on either side, and past those you see, a bunch of tanks that are they're almost stacked on top of each other. They go down pretty far. Like you can't really, it's dark enough where you can't really see a bottom. You can tell there is a bottom, but where is it? So you all, it's looking forward, it's a pretty straight path, and then there's like a large double door. So Fulminus starts walking towards it, and I assume you would all follow, but it's up to you.
I want to like whisper over to Fulminus. I'm like, do you just walk into any situation without like disregard or regard for like traps or anything? Like, do you just do that?
Sometimes. This is more, I want to get this over with and put Prime away for good.
And he's not like Hayden says it in a way that he's just like super curious, because like it's like he looks like he's an old superhero, like he's been doing this for a while. I'm just like, oh wow, you just want to get this done, huh?
You get the sense from his response, like just the way he said it, something, and I'm not, you don't need to roll for this, it's just something's up with Fulminus. Like he sounds tired. He really does just want to get this over with. You feel like he might be getting a little reckless right now. And so he walks up to the door, and the door actually opens like on its own, and inside you see the exact room that you saw on the camera earlier. Not as many containers, but more like computers and panels and all kinds of electronics. And so as you, sorry, just breathe in some spit, nothing, no big deal. as you, So as you walk in, there's.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm okay.
You can
Do you
take a
wanna take a
breath and a
second?
drink if you want, like.
Actually, yeah. Take
Yeah,
a little.
don't fight through, like. Just dying on screen.
It's just every time I start
Fine.
talking, it's just like, hey, you gotta cough again. So anyway, you walk in, and as you step into the room, you hear what sounds like a speaker turn on. It sounds like it's above you somewhere, and you hear this kind of ragged voice. Actually, he goes, "Fulminus, so you finally found my lair, and your friends too. I hope you're looking to stay for a while." And Fulminus looks up and he just goes, "We're ending this now." No response, though. Instead, another door on the other end of the room slides open, and you hear the familiar sound of homunculi, as not nearly as many as you saw earlier, but still a crowd of them come rushing out from the doors. And Fulminus, he just jumps right into it, and he just kind of yells at you all to get ready. And we will start with, if I can remember where all my windows are, we're going to start with Miss Green. What are you going to do when you see this group?
Okay, are they outside the doors or were they inside the doors? Where exactly are they?
So the doors, it's a big room, and I'd say let's say 50 feet ahead. Like they have a ways to go to get to you, but these doors opened and they were like pretty much just inside the door, and now they're like kind of at this point they're just rushing past the door, and Fulminus hasn't even gotten to him yet. You just see him running, and he's kind of got lightning crackling off of his arms.
So what I want to do is I want to psychically so I want to protect the room because I want all the goods and stuff in there. But are there any like heavy like panels or things that could like crush them from the top that I could like psychically use as weapons?
Yeah, you see that above the doors, the ceiling, it's kind of like a slope, like a really long slope with like several panels as part of that slope that you think you could probably make a couple of those fall.
Okay, I guess I will do that, and I'll just yell around, be like, guys, I'm gonna do something really stupid.
You don't need to warn us, we know.
Oh god.
Okay. The roof is about to get lit. Freak roll? Or
yes, please.
Okay.
Hey, we don't need that roof. Let it burn.
We're underground.
Okay. So yeah, So how are you making them fall?
Okay. So I'm assuming they're like metal, right? They're like some metal kind of things. So I want to like crunch them up a little bit and then have them kind of like hit each other. Like kind of like metal, like fucking comets hitting down. Like I'm trying to add some like psychic to it to make it like hit harder. But like knowing my own skill, I'm probably it's just going to be like falling and hitting them.
Okay. Yeah, they bend a little bit, but they're very resistant. This is some crazy metal that you're dealing with here. So they do bend a little bit, but they're still mostly flat. But they do what you intended. They fall and they crush a whole bunch of these homunculi, and I'd say it takes out probably a good almost quarter of them, and the rest are they're just running over these panels. So next we will go to Event Horizon.
Okay, this isn't mechanically. I'm going to charge up my burn. Can I use my auto success on that?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah,
Is it
or
auto?
a success, not critical.
I was like, so is that a 7 to 9 or is that a 10 plus?
7 to
Seven.
9.
All right.
Yeah.
So I get 3 burn, but I mark 8 condition. Let me just double check.
Yeah.
I hold 3 burn and mark 8 condition. Cool. That condition has been marked. And then I'm just going to, not using any of my burn, but I'm just going to try and do the same thing I did outside and just sort of start yanking these things down. And so sort of like try to increase their gravity and like send them like pinned to the ground, like one after the other, not creating a moat, just sort of like using little small bursts and just pulling them down.
Okay, make a freak roll, please.
Woo!
And
Plus-
you are doing just what you set out to do. You see them. You see, I take it you're just aiming at kind of random ones instead of, and not just like a group of them.
Yeah, I'm just random ones. If I can catch more
Thank
of
you.
this gravity specific.
Oops, I wasn't muted. Sorry.
If I can get, because if I can get areas, that would be ideal. But mainly, I'm just aiming in random spots and just like literally slamming them into the ground.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're catching more than one with each burst, so you're catching, 2 to 3 of them. Little small groups of them. But you see, like they're just getting mushed into the ground. Just not having a good time right now. And they're, the ones that don't just kind of get splattered are, like they're scrabbling and they're kind of whining this very strange. It's almost like a dog's whine, but it's got this weird pitch to it, and it's kind of unsettling, and it's just not a good sound. And Matter, you are up.
I am going to basically Hulk out. So they suddenly get very, very big and very beefy, and quite a lot of their scrubs kind of tears. But in that artful, I don't know how he keeps those purple pants on way. And the elastic on the mask kind of stretches a bit. And it's just like covering here now instead of covering like their full face. The hood is now, instead of being like shadowed, is now just like a balaclava. And they are just going to like wade in and just grab like 2 of the homunculi by the head and use their vitality absorption to just drain them. So
Freak roll,
directly.
please.
Oh, would that be freak or danger? Because I'm directly engaging.
Well, you said you were using vitality absorption on them.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be your powers.
They're the same number as well. I don't know why that.
Yeah, it works.
As a hit.
Right. So yeah, I take it you're just like grabbing them, draining, and then moving on to the
Just
next.
dropping and then just grabbing.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Hulk hand.
you're just working your way through, just draining these things left and right, and you're missing like 1 or 2 here, but you're getting most of them in there.
Oh, if we're still by because we crossed the bridge to get here, didn't we?
Yeah.
I will be tossing them behind me so they fall down. Like,
Okay,
yay,
so
Hulk.
just these limp homunculus bodies just kind of like ragdolling in the background. It looks pretty comical, actually. There's just like
Like throwing Fraggles.
There's a Wilhelm scream in the distance.
ah! My Wilhelm scream is terrible. Generic fighter.
Generic fighter sees the window of opportunity and follows behind Matter, taking out anyone that they miss.
Okay.
So,
danger
a stray homunculus. Well, I'll just kick you there and give you a little uppercut.
Just follow in the wake of the tank.
I will once again use my ability of no powers and not nearly enough training.
Okay.
Boom. It's
So
a great
you're-
ability. It's great.
You're trying to pick them off, and like a couple of them, Fulminus actually blasts at about the same time that you're striking out. So you think you're hitting some of them, but you're not really hitting them. And then I guess we will go back to Miscreant. There's very few of them left at this point.
So what I like to do is, instead of like to not do anything this round, except for Troublemaker, which is probably already a passive thing going, but Troublemaker allows when I give my 1+ to the team, it actually is a +2 for the team move.
Okay.
So I'm just like,
You're just gonna hold on to that for now?
yeah.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. So Event Horizon, back to you.
All right. The door's still open, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The door is just staying open. It doesn't look
Alright.
like, it doesn't seem to be closing at all.
I'm going to increase my gravity and use that to pull generic fighter over to me and just be like, all right, we're going, and then head through the door.
Okay.
Ah.
Give me a freak roll, please. It goes off without a hitch. You're through that door. Some of the homunculi, they kind of snap at your feet, but you just right past them.
Just pull
fact,
him down real quick. Nope, out of my way. We're going. I've got a scholarship on the line. We're going.
And back to Matter.
I am. If they've headed towards the door, I'm presuming they went past me or like that way. Like, do I see them heading towards the door? Okay, yeah. In which case I'm gonna kind of see them heading that way and look around for Miscreant, and I'm just gonna try and like scoop him up.
So he'll be like scooping me from a computer that I sat down to, and I'm like a little bit of like. Yeah.
It's like a full Mr. Fantastic lasso arm, just like fast force specialing him towards the door.
And I was just like, I'm not. Fuck.
Through the air.
Let's see. I'll say, because that's not really, you're not actually defending him or anything. I'll just say that this just happens because I don't see anything here where that really necessarily needs a roll, because you're just like, just get over there, buddy.
You might feel like a slight tingle because the vitality absorption is not something I have complete control over. So just for that brief second of contact, it's like a sting.
I need more caffeine.
Yeah.
And are you moving toward the door yourself?
Is Fulminescence moving towards the door yet?
He is, yes. He's blasting his way through, some of the remnants of these homunculi as he moves. Actually, in fact, at this point, you're all pretty much moving through the door. So he actually, mops up the stragglers, and you're through the door. It's another corridor. It's this time, instead of a bridge, it's an enclosed corridor, and you travel down it, pretty uneventful. It seems weird to you, and I'm actually going to give you all an opportunity to just have a conversation if you'd like.
Well, that went well.
I mean, it could have gone better if you let me finish what I was doing on that computer.
I'm so sorry.
I was trying to see if there's anything ahead of us.
Well, we're here now. Is there anything ahead of us?
I don't know. I'm not by a computer.
Oh boy, you have eyes.
Can't you use one of your little doohickeys? Have a look.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my phone and see if there's anything like weird on my radars or whatever.
Okay. So how far ahead are you? Like, what are you looking? Are you looking for anything in particular? Like, how far ahead are you looking?
I'm looking. I guess I want to like hack into the cameras and if there's any cameras around to see if there's anything, like, and then I want to get like a grid path of like what's going on and if there's any heat signatures. Okay. Heat signatures. Yeah.
Okay. So checking through the cameras, most of them aren't really, most of them aren't in the area. There are actually very few cameras in this area that you're in right now. Most of them are just, kind of these incubation chambers, what you've pretty much figured out. Actually, you probably would have found that information while you were, at the computers earlier, that these are all incubation chambers for homunculi. Looking ahead, you do see a few heat signatures. You see that there's another room ahead with one large heat signature, like this is big, and two smaller ones. And then beyond that, you see two more heat signatures, about average size.
I'm just going to relay that information, and I'll be like, yo,
Fulminous.
There might be some, there's a big heat sense going on right there in the next coming up. I don't know, you're being a little reckless, but like there's something big coming up.
Thanks for the heads up. Let's see what we've got here. And as you continue moving down the corridor, you see you finally come to a door, where you figure that the room beyond it is where the heat signatures are. As the doors open, you see 3 homunculi. One is very large, very muscular. Like this thing is the Hulk of homunculi. There is another one kind of next to it. Music. Another one next to it that looks similar to the homunculi I've been facing, but it's slightly larger. It's almost panther-like in appearance, and it looks, it's on all fours. The big one is actually upright. It's on 2 feet. It's the most human-like homunculi you've seen. Other one's still bestial, and then there's another third one that's it almost looks frail. Actually, it's kind of almost cowering behind the other 2. And so Fulminus, looks back at you and he says, "This is the big one, I take it."
Wow, your eyes work. That's helpful.
I mean, what Matter said.
And you see him kind of get into a ready stance, lightning kind of crackling off of him, and we are in a boss battle at this point. So, Griant, what would you like to do?
I would like to punch the frail one right in the face with like an energy buildup, and maybe even like have like stuff like little pieces of things that could like sharp just add into that punch.
Okay, give me a freak roll, please.
Already, where is that roll 20 piece? There's so many things. 10.
Okay, so yeah, you manage to so you do pull in. There's not much in the room, but a few like bolts and things kind of come off, and you hit this thing. It's a solid hit. You nail it like right in the chest. As it recoils, it lets out this horrible screech and sends out this wave of like psionic energy. So I need you to roll to take a powerful blow.
Got it. Is that just just hit the conditions?
That one it's 2d6 plus conditions marked. I don't believe you have any, so just 2d6.
Okay. Roll 5.
Okay, that is actually good. So on take a powerful blow, it works in reverse of all the others, so you want to roll low on that. So on a 5, that's a miss. So you stand strong. Let's see. Mark potential as normal and say how you weather the blow.
Well, if they're trying to do a psychic attack on my own psychic, like, I think I have enough like mental capacity at that moment for a mental attack that it wouldn't have like hit me because I was just using mine, and so it was still up, and so like I guess it's just a counteracts theirs.
Okay, so yeah, you see that just this like the force it sends out just kind of it hits yours, and it just kind of it's like immovable object, unstoppable force. And it just kind of it sees that, and it kind of scrambles backwards, just trying to get away from you. Next up, Event Horizon.
Okay. I'm gonna look at everyone. You might want to get back for this one, and I am going to spend 2 burn and overcharge. Which basically says, I channel the full capacity of your incredible powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses. Spend 2 burn to take a plus 10 or 10 plus roll when I unleash my powers. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna spend my 2 burn, and I'm just gonna focus on the big one, and I'm gonna try and just bring it down. I'm just gonna try and just bring it into the ground.
Can I try to support it with a +2 for the troublemaker? Because that's a troublemaker thing right there. She's being destructive as heck.
I automatically get a plus 10. A
Yeah,
10 plus 10.
Yep, that move that she used is basically an auto success. So yeah,
Never mind. Fuck.
Yeah. So you see the big guy turn, and he's ready to just pound his fist right into Miscreant, and as your power takes hold, you see he just suddenly stops, and he's fighting it a little bit, so he goes down to one knee, and he's still trying to punch, and it's just his fist is going so slow. It's like he's moving in, not even underwater, but like in like jello or something. He's just moving slow, and he's going further down to the floor. At eventually he's like kind of down on hands and knees.
I'm gonna hold him there as long as I can.
Okay, and you see he's still fighting it. Like he's still being pulled to the ground, but he's like pushing against, and he's kind of he's busy right now fighting this. And then we go to Matter.
Seeing that the big one has been immobilized, Matter is going to super speed run like round to try and get behind him, and is just going to go knife arms and literally just stab him in the back.
Okay, yeah, if you want to do a danger roll, I think you said danger and freak are the same numbers,
They're the
so
same,
I mean,
yeah.
because you're kind of doing both at the same time, so that makes sense.
Yep. So. That's it.
Okay, so are you just kind of like doing like a baraka kind of thing, where you're just kind of chopping away?
it's more like just like almost rabbit punching, but with knives.
Okay. Are you aiming? Are you just kind of like going all out? Or are you like aiming for like a specific area?
Spinal cord.
Okay, yeah.
Just trying to rip up his spinal cord. If he has one, I don't know.
You get the sense that he does. His physiology seems closer to human than the rest of the homunculi. So yeah, his hide's tough. You're stabbing him though. He's getting bloody, and between you and the gravity, he gets weakened enough where he just smashes into the ground as you're just stabbing away at him, and he's just howling, just this deep, just guttural howl, and just in pain and fury.
I do not stop stabbing when he falls down.
Generic fighter. Well, all this is going on. This butchery.
Yeah.
Okay, so they seem to have the
Literally.
big one handled, and Miscreant is still struggling with the weak-looking one.
I'd say this is kind of all happening at the same point. Like Miscreant, if you're still kind of going after the weak looking one, then yeah, you see him facing off.
Yeah,
Okay.
Did you mean Fulcamus was on his knee, or was I on my knee?
No, the big homunculus is on it. He's the one on the ground getting stabbed.
Okay, I heard Miscreant in that. I was like,
I mean, because like you were trying to hit the weak one, right?
yeah, I hit it with full force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, what Generic Fighter is doing is thinking, where can I be helpful? And he sees that the big guy is down, and he's like, "Or stay out of that one."
You can see Fulminus right now. Just to interject real quick, Fulminus is fighting the kind of the agile looking one, the one that's the panther like one. He's kind of running around. He's blasting it. It's very fast paced. He's managing okay.
Okay. I would like to go and attack the last person that Fulcamon is
Just
fighting.
call him Sparky. It's fine.
Would it be cool if I rolled first and then described afterwards? Because if it fails, I've got an idea, and if it works really well, I've got an idea.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
This is
goodness.
danger roll, I believe.
Would you say that Fulminus is looking in danger?
I mean, if you want to defend him, he is definitely in danger because he's directly engaging this. So yeah, if you want to do a defend,
I would love to go and get between them so that I'm in the line of fire, so that I
Okay.
can, because then I have this move, which says when you stand strong while dramatically under fire, I can use Savior instead of Danger to directly engage a threat.
yeah, definitely go for it. Suck it, Domitian.
That's the name of the move. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering who's
Domitian. Okay.
Domitian.
I don't know.
Yeah, you get between them, and with that you get between them. Like you kind of you're watching Fulminus to see like what he's doing. So in between blasts, you kind of you zip in and you just sock this thing right in the side of the head, and
If I
it lets
may,
out the.
I would love
Sure.
to charge in and do the full Hadouken! Whether it works or not is up to you.
Yeah, I would say on a 9. Let's see, what does the book say? 9. So yeah, you kind of nail it in the side of the head with this, and it yelps and kind of it was not expecting you in the least, so it kind of yelps and it kind of tumbles over to the side. Fulminus, gives you a nod of thanks.
I
And
well up with tears. Cool. Cool.
Senpai noticed you.
and we will bring it back to Miscreant.
All right, Miscreant would like to do another Can I use my psychic weapon power to essentially grab the actual the weak one with my power, with the powers, and have it just slam up and down, up and down, up and down? Because I feel like it was more effective not punching it, because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
If you want to give me a freak roll.
Sure will. Let's go. On a 9.
Okay, so on a 9, you get a little bit of resistance. You do manage to get hold, and you get it. You slam it into the ground a few times, but it is resisting you. It does, it's got psychic powers.
Psychic on psychic, right?
Yeah. So it's letting out these cries, and you get a few good smacks in before it finally kind of cancels out your powers with its own, pretty much. And it's like this thing is looking it's looking hopeless. It's seeing that its protection basically is just getting stomped and stabbed and Hadoukened. And it's not looking good for these guys. And we bring it back to Event Horizon.
I would like to first look across the room over at Generic Fighter and be like, hey, good, nice, you did, great. I can't give compliments either, okay. And then I'm gonna try and use gravity to crush the big one's head.
All right, make a freak roll, please. Okay, it doesn't quite crush the head, but you can tell it's taking effect, because this thing the howling gets more intense, and it's starting to thrash, but it's held in place. It's getting shanked to all hell, and now it's basically got the worst migraine ever.
John, are you up for random roll table madness?
Let's do it.
Because Fisk Stick would like Mackenzie to roll on the random roll table. Do you have a random roll table, or should I provide you one?
Please provide me one, because I didn't expect that, so I don't have one.
Not even an issue. Mackenzie, roll us a D100, and I'll whisper it to John.
That was half anticipation, half actually getting cold from my air conditioner right now.
I don't want to complain or anything, but it's 89 degrees in my room right now. The 3 fans are just pushing around hot air.
Oh, that's the worst.
The sound of AC just makes me sound.
The AC's
I'm glad
great.
you're cold.
It's so nice.
It's really nice. It's so wonderful.
John, what I just whispered you,
Yes.
don't take that verbatim. You can do with that. Use it as inspiration. Do what you like with it.
Okay. So, Event Horizon. So, as you're as you're putting this pressure on the big guy's head, maybe it's from all the energy drinks, maybe it's vitamin imbalance. Just one of your arms, just you get this massive cramp that just goes all the way through your arm, and it just that arm is just dead. It's just hanging at your side, and you're just like,
Well, ow. Okay. I'm gonna still try and just as best I can, but like one arm's just off to the side.
and
Turn.
As a result, some of the it's. Are you trying to maintain with your other arm? Are you trying to maintain on this thing?
I'm trying to maintain at the very least what I had done previously and just keep him pinned.
Okay. I'd say it's because you're preoccupied. It's weakened to about half strength. So this thing's getting stabbed. It's weaker, but it's starting to kind of move more than it was before.
Oh no.
And we'll bring it back to matter, which this thing's starting to move underneath you as you're still stabbing away, but it's starting to kind of move. It's weak. You can tell it doesn't have a lot of strength to it, but
with it being slightly incapacitated and still on the ground, would it count as a vulnerable foe? I don't know how the system works.
I would say I don't know if they.
I don't know if that sort of vulnerable foe means folded, so I imagine it means something.
Yeah, I don't know what. But yeah, we'll consider it. Yeah, it's definitely it's wide open.
Okay, in which case I'm gonna use one of my doom signs and mark my doom track to use an adult move one time, and I'm gonna use overwhelm a vulnerable foe, and I'm gonna roll with advantage because I really want this to work. Okay, 1, 2. Yes, okay.
Okay, so
on a 7, I have to choose 2 of these, but on a hit, the fight's over. So, Martha basically walks up its spine and is just gonna try and stab it in the back of the neck and attempt to basically decapitate it. So I guess I'm gonna, because I choose 2, it's gonna be you hurt your foe more than you intended and you take a powerful blow in turn. I'm not sure how you hurt it more than intending to kill it, but
Okay. So for the powerful, roll for the powerful blow first, because as you're walking up, it manages to move just enough to kind of swing an elbow back at you.
What do I roll for powerful blow?
Just roll a 2d6. It's plus conditions, but I don't
have any.
Yeah. So just 2d6 straight roll.
It's 10.
That is a 10. So okay, so our options here, you can either remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You either that, or you lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or you can choose 2 options from the 7 to 9 list. I'll leave that up to you because I think by you it's talking to the player.
Let's lose control of powers in a terrible way. That's always fun.
Okay. So how are your powers going? Just out of control.
I think that the pain rocketing through my very, very damaged nervous system will just spend my body transmutation. It will just go haywire, and honestly, it's like looking into the heart of darkness of the Cthulhu game. Just eyes popping out places and hands turning into blades, and it's just very nasty and just
Okay, so
kind of like an Escher painting meeting melting clocks. It's not good. There are lots of eyeballs everywhere.
Gross. But that plays in very well to hurting your foe more than you intended. You intended to stab it through the neck. Instead, because of all these blades suddenly coming out of nowhere, you tear this thing to ribbons. It's just, this happens, and it's just a bloody mess. It's another homunculus goo pile. This one, even more liquidy than the last one.
Mhm.
And with that, we bring it back to generic fighter. And you see Fulminus, he's still fighting the Panther homunculus. He's gotten a couple more good zaps. It's looking a little singed. Do you want to keep following up on this guy, or do you want to help Miscreant with the smaller one?
I'll help Miscreant with a smaller one, because in my opinion, Miscreant's far too powerful to be fighting that person, and their time could be better used. Maybe that's my superpower, I think, suddenly. I manage people. So I run over and I punch this guy in the back. Like, it's a real, sucker punch. Like, base of the skull,
Okay, danger roll if you would.
Yeah. No powers, not nearly enough training.
Tell you what, I will gift you my advantage if you want to make use of it.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
No powers, not nearly enough training.
So yeah, you go to hit it in the back of the head, and it cowers at the exact moment that you're swinging, and it kind of does this, and it like turtles, and you just whoa.
Yeah. Very nearly hit Miscreant. Like, whoa! Hey, I'm sorry. You okay?
I'm good. You're doing great. You're doing great, bud.
Oh, and you have influence over me. I feel better immediately.
Deadpool? Miscreant, it is your turn.
Maybe that's my super.
That's my superpower. Okay. Can you describe any big things near me?
It's a pretty empty room, to be honest with you. There's panels on the wall like the ones that you pulled down before. There's more of those. That seems to be the biggest thing that you can see.
Okay. I want to try to psychically rip the panel into like a jagged saw edge, and then like try to grab it and then slash the monster.
Okay. Freak roll if you would.
Okay. All right. Let's go freak roll. Let's do this. Come on, RNG, roll 20. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you create just okay, so describe the blade that I'll let you actually describe the move.
All right. So you know how the panels are really big? So it's going to be like a buster sword type of thing, but it's very like jagged, and it'll come off in a hilt area that I can like kind of like saw twice at. Trying to aim for his head. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Okay, actually I'm just going to let you call the whole thing, because this is, you beat the shit out of these guys. So yeah, this is the end of it. So call your shot here.
All right. So I psychically am having it pull out. It's creating the jagged edges, and it comes down into my hands. I look to generic fighter. I'm like, move out of the way, and then I just start slashing it from head to toe, just, and so it like turns into like little salamis, kind of. And
okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's dead. It's
okay.
dead.
Yeah, as that first strike hits it, just because I'm assuming you start from the top and work your way down.
Definitely top from bottom, yeah.
Okay, yeah. As that first hit hits the very top of his head, it lets out this shriek to end all shrieks, and as Fulminus is fighting the other one, like the shriek, it almost sends out this wave, and the panther-like one just, as the wave hits it, just collapses, and just they're all like apparently killing that one, killed the other. It was like they were connected to each other, and so that is the end of that. And you all see a large door, like behind where the three of them were standing, and so. Fulminus is breathing heavy, like something. It almost seems like as this whole thing has been going on, maybe his powers aren't what they used to be. So he steps forward. He's breathing heavy. He nods at all of you, and he just says, "Good job, everyone. You really worked well as a team." And he steps toward the door, and he stops and looks over his shoulder at you all. Are you all ready to end this?
I've been ready to end this since like half an hour ago.
Still lying on the ground after having basically a genetic seizure, just like, ow.
Yeah, I think we're good. We're good, right?
I'm ready. Yeah, I was born.
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm holding like a limp arm. Yeah, everything's fine.
Can someone just like help me up? Ow. My
Hey.
cells hurt.
I think you got a lot of eyes on the situation there, Matter.
Not funny.
Honestly.
You were really fundamental to that fight. You really made a difference.
No,
Do not make a Matter joke. Don't you dare.
I actually wasn't going to. No, I was just saying that you really made a difference, and you said all about like how none of us are supposed to be here, or we're all supposed to be here, or something. Well, you proved that you're supposed to be here, so like, thank you.
Oh my God! Shut up. But thank you so much.
Generic fighter, your hair looked amazing while you Hadoukened.
Oh, that's just like a fake move. It doesn't work.
Like,
Wow. Oh, by the way, GM, just a mechanics note. I have been marking my Doom track as I go along.
Okay. How many do you have?
Well, I should be taking another Doom sign now because I've been marking for the fights and any like damage taken, which is all of them now.
Okay,
so I should take another Doom sign.
Okay, so
I've got 2.
But are you still above the line, or are you at the point where you're taking below the line?
I'm not taking the one below the line yet.
Okay.
I'm one step closer to it, but I'm good.
Okay, we're still good then.
Yeah.
So yeah, after all the congratulations and everything, Fulminus takes a step forward, and that door slides open, and you see a much smaller room in here. More machinery. But this looks more like hospital equipment. You see, along the wall, monitors and a few computers. There's a homunculus that looks similar to the small one before. This one looks very tame. It turns around and sees you, and it just hides under the desk. It's not aggressive whatsoever. And in the kind of against the wall in the center of the room, you see what looks like a hospital bed. And there you see this fragile old man hooked up to machines and IVs. And that's Prime. You're like, this is the big bad. And, Fulminus, he's a little surprised too. He walks over and stops at the bed, and he just kind of looks down at him. He doesn't even say a word. And so Prime lays there, and he kind of weakly coughs, and just kind of gives this very very defiant as he can manage look to Fulminus, and he goes, he just says, well, I guess I couldn't go on forever, could I? Never thought you would finally stop me like this. And you all hear a beep. And suddenly Prime lets out one last breath and flatlines. You see the monitor just the flatline, and Fulminus, always expecting something from this guy. He rips back the covers, and you just see he's just holding a button that he had pressed that apparently was the kill switch for himself. Sorry, Scrat, you want to say something?
No, that was a shocked face.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's Fulminus is still kind of taking this in. If you want to examine the room, take a look around.
Looks like you got your wish, Horizon.
Didn't murder anyone. That wish, or that this is over.
You wanted to kill the bad guy, right?
No, that
I wanted to
wasn't
kill
me.
the bad guy.
That wasn't me. I wanted to avoid murder.
I'm the one who wanted to kill the bad guy.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I'm just gonna go over and just like, I'm not gonna take anyone's pulse, but I have a passing familiarity with medical stuff because of my life. So I'm just gonna go over and make sure that, it's not a fake flatline, that he is dead, and maybe, really subtly unplug a couple of things so it's absolutely concrete.
Okay. It's pretty. He's very dead. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. He is. Yeah. He cut himself off of you get the feeling that he was working with some technology that maybe because like he doesn't look like this doesn't even look like cancer. Like this is just his body is ravaged. You get the feeling that the technology he was working with was ultimately killing him.
And then I'm going to zone out a bit, just kind of looking at someone dying in a hospital bed, because it's like, oh, too close to home. Really? Wow, not good.
I'm gonna find a sling for my arm and put my arm in a sling.
You happen to find, you don't find a sling exactly, but you find like a good length of gauze, like a gauze wrap, and so you can kind of fashion yourself a little sling out of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the corner. Just awkwardly one hand do that.
How many homunculi did you say were in the room? Did you say it was just the one that's under the desk?
Yep, just the one. And actually you notice when if any of you look over at him, that homunculus is now dead. It's just on the floor, lifeless.
It just drops down, just like that.
Miscreant, there are computers in this room if you'd like to take a look at it.
Oh yeah. He's already like fishing into the systems and like he's like, oh, okay, this is all mine now. This is all my stuff. This is my stuff. This is my base. This is my base. Like totally taking ownership of it.
Okay, so as you're looking through this stuff, you notice something curious. You see that whatever signal was sent out when that button was pressed, it terminated all the pods in this place were shut down. Everything in them no longer incubating. All this work is done, but you also see something in here. It's a simple message. It just says transmission complete.
Well, that's disturbing.
What is?
Just nerd stuff. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
It just said transmission complete. That's nothing bad, right? You didn't want to worry about that, right? You want to go to college, yeah? Transmission.
Yeah, I can't go to college if the world ends.
Well, something was signaling something.
That's a really big picture thing you're worrying about there, like worrying about going to college is already quite big picture, but like worrying about the world end, that's really big picture.
I can create black holes. It's a thing that's kind of on my mind.
Just maybe don't make the black holes. Like, just don't make them.
That's like asking you not to vape. It's just not a thing that's gonna happen.
Wow, vaping's a source of my power.
Mother of God.
So if I know we're a little over 7 o'clock, so we should be wrapping this up. So we'll just Solomon kind of radios to Agent Phillips. Agents on site come in. They're kind of working through everything. They anything that was to be given to your respective characters, here and now. Miscreant, you get a nice new computer out of here. You get a few other gadgets, stuff to play around with and figure out how they work and all that later on. Let's see, I'm terrible at remembering your names. Event Horizon, you are handed a letter of recommendation to the college that you chose.
Oxbridge.
Yes, Oxbridge. Matter is given an envelope that contains the information that they were looking for, and Generic Fighter is handed also an envelope. This one containing a check made out to Cash.
God damn it.
I'm just gonna flick open and look in, and like, there's, that slight shaking of yes, and then just folds it up and puts it about their person, just like things to do.
And as this all wraps up, one last final scene. We see the interior of this. It's a small room. There's one container standing upright and a console hooked up to it, and you hear a beep sounds, and again the phrase "transmission complete," and the camera pans into this tall container, and you see it looks human. No hair on it, but and it's covered up. It has a like a breather on it, so you can't really make out facial details. And as we zoom in, the eyes open. What does it mean?
Let me guess.
He totally sent himself to a new body. Clone
Loading.
dude.
Damn it.
Oh,
Well,
That is it.
John, amazing. Such a good one shot. Thank you so much for taking us on this journey. We are a little over time, so we're going to go for a really quick wrap up today. Just let us know where you are, who you are, and where we can find you. And then we will move on. John, thank you so much for this. Brilliantly handled, I think it's fair to say, everyone. New DM? What new DM? You're not new. This is great. So let's go around and do that. We'll go the opposite direction and start with Shakes this time. Oh, hi, Shakes.
Oh, hi! So I am Shakes, also known as Shakespeare, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shakespeare. All of the information for games that I am in or things that I'm selling are all on my Twitter, so go check that out, and I will pass it on to whoever.
Mackenzie.
Oh, hi, I'm Mackenzie Lane D on Twitter. You can call me Mac. I am a streamer and a TTRPG streamer and writer. I am the Academy Gremlin. You can find me here on Monday nights and Tuesday nights at 10:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. EST respectively. I also write things. You can buy my module. I've been on DM's Guild about mental health, and I'm going to be working on a magical candy compilation for Halloween, which is super exciting. Thank you so much for having me. I always love Academy Days.
Mackenzie is also a bronze bestseller on DM's Guild. I found the link myself. There it is. You guys can go and buy it now. It's only $3. Next around, we have Ken.
Hi, Kent here, Kent Weaves on Twitch and Twitter. This was my first ever game on Scratch channel, and it was amazing. Thank you all. Follow me, do whatever you want. I have fun on Scratch channel. Thank you. Bye.
First time streaming. Kent's first time streaming ever today. He's already hit affiliate. It's amazing, really, hitting affiliate on another person's channel. Last but most certainly not least, John at Vies Knees. Oh, hi!
Hi, at Vies Knees at Twitter. I hang around the Scratticus Discord. I'm like I mentioned before, I'm going to be playing in a Masks game starting September 6th over on Welcome Party RPG. I'll be playing a Janus, so managing superhero and mundane life will be fun. That's pretty much it. And thank you all for sticking with us. And this, I couldn't be happier with how this went down.
It was utterly fantastic. Utterly fantastic. I'm going to put up some closing links in the chat there. Please check out all of those. And we are going to be back once again in around 20 minutes. I'm going to put 20 minutes on the clock. Please check out our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, whom we're very glad to be sponsored by because they make all of this possible. And yeah, do the things, check the things, see the things in a minute. Catch you in a bit, everyone. Keep on evoking emotions. Bye! Thank you for the follow.